on your FYP and I'm standing in a parking lot, it's because there's hyperlocal drama in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and this time it's about Ann Arbor's mayoral election. As you probably know, we're in a housing crisis, and housing is the central issue in this year's election. We need more housing at all levels of affordability, and how we get that housing is a major topic of conversation in Ann Arbor. So, a local housing advocacy organization called Neighbors for More Neighbors created a housing questionnaire for all city council candidates. According to their social media, they sent the questionnaire to all 12 Ann Arbor City Council candidates first on April 12th, then they followed up with those who hadn't responded on May 15th, and again on June 12th, before publishing the candidates' responses in full and unedited on June 19th. The 11 questions included things like, how can the city better protect renters and ensure that they have safe, dignified, and stable living conditions? What role should market rate housing, public-private partnerships, and public housing each play in ending Ann Arbor's housing shortage? And do you support zoning changes to allow neighborhood businesses like Jefferson Market, Argus Farm Stop, and Washtenaw Dairy across all of Ann Arbor? Do you believe that Ann Arbor's housing history, including racial covenants, exclusionary zoning, and the displacement of Black communities, should influence the city's decisions about housing? Yes or no? There was one question, question 7, that I have particular interest in because I kind of posted about it a lot last summer. You might have seen the TikToks and the launch of the Hyperlocal drama series. Question 7 is, did you support Props A and B in 2025 to expand the Ann Arbor District Library's downtown branch into the neighboring lot and build housing above it? Yes or no? Please explain your stance. Those of you who are new here, a quick recap. I am haunted by Ann Arbor parking lots. Prop A and B were about an underground parking deck called the Library Lot in downtown Ann Arbor, where I'm currently filming this video. In 2018, Ann Arbor citizens voted in favor of a city charter amendment to keep the surface of this parking lot a public park in perpetuity, with the promise to turn it into a real park. The problem was that there was no funding mechanism behind this initiative, and now defunct volunteer organizations said they figured out how to fund it, and although the proposal passed in 2018, by 2025 there was still no meaningful funding behind it. And so, it remained a parking lot. And on this channel, we're not fans of surface parking lots in urban areas when we're in a housing crisis and we need homes. I had a major audio malfunction and I'm losing daylight, but we're gonna endure. Surface parking lot and the underground parking deck beneath it was designed to support a 20-story building on top. So we should build a building here, and we are, because Props A and B passed with about 57% of the vote. And the Ann Arbor District Library, which is right next door to the library lot, is now able to build an accessible, state-of-the-art building that will meet what Ann Arbor truly needs in a downtown 21st century library. The reason this ties back into the housing crisis is because the library leadership realized that they could put housing on top of the new library. Proposition A repealed the city charter amendment that was holding the library lot hostage, and Proposition B authorized the city to sell the air rights of the library lot to the Ann Arbor District Library for $1. And just a reminder, both of these passed, so we do not have to dwell on it anymore. Except, Ann Arbor mayoral candidate Yousef Rabi did not answer this questionnaire about housing, and specifically, he did not answer question 7 about whether or not he supported Proposition A and B. Maybe this wouldn't be such a big deal that Ann Arbor mayoral candidate Yousef Rabi didn't respond to this one questionnaire if his stance on housing issues were more transparent at all. On his website under Issues and Policies, his statement on housing is 2 sentences long. Quote, the cost of living in Ann Arbor has become completely unaffordable over the last 20 years, pricing out seniors and working class families. Look, this is true. Ann Arbor has always been really expensive, but over the last 20 years, we did not build enough housing for the amount of people who work here and want to live here. Quote, as mayor, Yousef will fight for historic investments to expand publicly owned, permanently affordable housing options for all, because housing is a human right. This sounds great. I support this. My question is, how? Like specifically, what are the innovative policies that he will use to expand affordable housing options and build on what the city is currently doing, or do it better? And can the things he wants to accomplish even be done through the limits of city policy? And because most people don't realize that the city is in fact building quite a lot of permanently affordable housing to the tune of 1,200 homes, here's a list of all of the developments that have happened, happening, or on deck. Point is, with 1,200 units of affordable housing and counting, and the affordable housing millage, and allowing market rate development to happen along transit corridors in downtown, we're solving the housing crisis with a yes and approach. And that doesn't mean there is an opportunity to do better. I just want that opportunity explained. To Rabi's credit, he did expand on what he meant about using bonds to pay for housing in a TikTok comment recently. This was helpful, although I still don't quite understand how the bonds will be paid back using subsidized rent for affordable housing, or why Rabi thinks the city has underutilized the bonds in the first place. The unfortunate reality is that affordable housing is really expensive to build, and if we use bonds, we need to be sure we know how we're paying them back. But I guess what's most confusing about all of this is, if you were running for elected office, why wouldn't you want the chance to publicize the differences between you and your incumbent? What is there to gain by being vague on your positions? Maybe Robbie didn't trust Neighbors for More Neighbors, despite the fact that the organization made it clear multiple times that they would publish responses unedited and in full. We're done with the mic. All of this takes us back to Proposition A and B. Because Prop A and B passed, the Ann Arbor District Library is going to build a new building, and they're going to put market rate and affordable housing on top. Remember that the market rate will fund the construction of the entire library. And this is actually pretty historic, an innovative solution to providing more mixed income housing in our community and getting us an incredible new library and event space. If Robbie voted yes for Prop A and B, then he's taking on the housing crisis with a yes and approach. He's seen where opportunity lies and moving the city in the direction of building more housing and improving our infrastructure and services. But if he voted no, I want to know why he prefers an unfunded park stuck in parking lot mode over an expanded library and housing. Maybe he has a good reason, but we won't know unless he shares it. So Ann Arbor mayoral candidate Yusuf Rabi, I just want to know about question 7. Did you or did you not support Props A and B last summer, and why? If you can tag Yusuf or send him this video, that would be really helpful. He hasn't been responding to my TikTok comments, although to be fair, I've been a little irate. And hopefully he'll answer soon because the primary is coming up really fast, August 4th. And just a disclaimer, because I know some people will ask, I do know the folks at Neighbors for More Neighbors, and I did not help write this questionnaire. I did teach a free hula hoop class at the birthday party last Saturday, and that was pretty fun. Anyway, by this point, you probably know that